Hi everyone, it's Olivia from Girly Bunches, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do this African flower square. So I've shown you how to do the hexagon, and I'll put a link down below if you haven't seen that video on how to do the hexagon version, which is the more common version that you'll see. But yeah, I've turned this one into a square. So the hexagon version has 6 petals and this one has 8 petals, which turns that overall shape into an octagon shape, and then I put these corners on to make it into the square shape. So just a few little tips about this square. It doesn't lie flat. I've blocked this overnight, and blocking, if you don't know, which I don't know very much about myself, to be honest, because I don't do it. I hardly ever do it, but I had to do this one, and basically I literally just pinned this one to my sofa, the arm of my sofa, which I don't recommend you doing because I don't want you to damage your sofa, but I'm happy to do it to mine. So, you know, that's your choice. But you can pin it to a foam board that would hold it down, and you just literally pin it out overnight, and that's what I do. I do know that you can spritz very, very fine layer of water onto your item to let it dry. That will help it, but I hardly ever block anything, but this one I had to. And when you can see it sort of wanting to curl up now, but when you watch the video of me making it, you will see why you'll need to block it. And I have used the magic loop to start off this one, and this the magic loop was brilliant because I found that the further I worked out, the bigger this hole actually needed to be, so I didn't have to go and undo my work to adjust this hole. This hole does need to be, it shouldn't be closed tight, it should be open like this. So, you know, if you prefer the method of doing a chain and joining that chain, then I would probably say you would need, so I'd say, what we've got 2, 4, I would say you'd need about 7 or 8 chains to start this off with, but I'm going to use the magic loop so that I don't have to worry about adjusting it. So yes, I shall stop going on about it and start showing you how I did this. So like I said, the magic loop we're going to start with, and I'll just quickly do this, but there are links in the description box below, and I've got videos on how I do this and in a much slower way, so if you don't know how to do it, then go back and have a look at that video. I'm going to do 3 chains to replace my first treble. Remember, I use British terminology, so you may know the treble as a double crochet, but to me it is a treble. So I've done 3 chains and a treble, and then I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to do another 2 trebles, and each time I do 2 trebles I do 2 chains to separate them like that. And what we want is we want 8 groups of these 2 trebles, so I shall come back when I've got that. Okay, so we've got the 8 lots of 2 trebles. I'm going to do my last 2 chains, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that 3rd chain that I did to replace the first treble, just like that. And now I can pull that middle loop tight, and there we go, that's our first round done. So I'm just going to snip the yarn, because we've done with that colour now, and just fasten that off like so, and there we go, that's our first round. Remember, I'm going to keep that hole not too tight, but you know, it will loosen as I need to, because I've done that magic loop. Okay, so that's our first round, and now I'm going to start doing the second one. Okay, so the second round is to start doing these petals, which is the 2nd and 3rd round, and I do in the hexagon video explain the details more, so if you want to go back and watch that. But this is the 4th round, this green round here, which goes down across the 2nd and the 3rd round, so it'll become apparent when I start doing it. But if you wanted to understand it maybe a bit better, go and watch my hexagon video. But now we're going to start doing these petal colours. So to do that, we're going to work into the gaps that we've made, these 2 chain gaps with our petal colour. So I'll just attach that to my hook with the slip knot. And like I say, we're just going to work into any of those gaps. And like with the hexagon video, we're just going to attach that on. We're going to chain 3 to replace the first treble. And then I'm going to chain 2 like that. And then I'm going to do a treble into that same space. And then again another treble into that same space. Okay, then I'm going to chain 1, and then into this next chain space we're going to do 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. I'll just move that tail out of the way. Okay, now the reason I only did 1 there is because when we finish I'm going to do another treble into that round and then slip stitch into that top of that 3rd chain there, and then we're ready to start working into the 2 chain space. If I'd done 2 trebles here like I've done here, then we would have finished in the wrong place. We would have finished we would have finished in the wrong place, and I would have had to have done 2 slip stitches to have moved over to get to that 2 chain space. But doing it this way means we're going to be finishing in the right position. So you'll see what I mean. I'm just going to do this one more time. So 1 chain to separate them. I'm going to do 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 more trebles into that same 2 chain space from the previous round, and then 1 chain, and repeat that. So I'm going to do all that all the way around, and I'll come back when I get back to here. Okay, so I've done my 1 chain to separate them, and I just need to do my 1 treble into here, and now I just need to slip stitch into the top of that 3rd chain there, and then I'm now ready to start working the rest of the petal pattern, which means we have to work into this area here. If I'd finished here by doing a chain and then slip stitch into the top there, I would have had to have done a slip stitch there to have moved me over. I'm really sorry if you can hear banging, but my neighbour has decided to start doing DIY in the middle of me filming, which is really annoying. I'm really sorry, but I'll try and work around this. Okay, right, so now we need to slip stitch into that chain space, because now what we're going to do is we're going to do this petal shape, the top of the petal shape here, which is just working 7 trebles into that 2 chain space that we've done here. And there they go, banging, and they've stopped, and then they'll start again once I start talking, no doubt. Oh dear, keep going. Right, it's one of those. Right, so like I said, we're going to do, oh dear, I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear it? Hello, is anyone there? Oh. Right, I'm going to keep going. Right, 2. So sorry, I did 3 chains to replace the treble, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, it's okay, so we've done that. Now I'm going to chain 1, and again into the next 2 chain space I'm going to do 7 trebles. That's 1, 2, 3, I think you're getting the idea, 4, 5, 6, and 1 more, 7. Okay, so again going to chain 1 and then do 7 trebles, chain 1, 7 trebles. So I'm going to let my neighbour bang on their wall as much as they like, and I'll come back when I get back to here. Okay, so I've got all the way round. I'm just going to do chain 1, and then I'm going to slip stitch into that top of that 3rd chain that I did at the beginning of the round. I'll do that properly, like that, and then that is our 3rd round complete. You can see it's starting to get a little bit wobbly, but I mean, you maybe could take out these chains, but you do need that to be able to pinch that down to make the petal shape that we're going to do next. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. So I'll just fasten that off because we've finished with that petal colour now, and just pull that tight, and there we go. So that is the 3rd round, and then we're going to start moving on to the 4th round. So the 4th round is going to be a row of double crochet. So remember, I'm British, so I'm calling that double. You may know that as a single, but it's literally just going to be edging the top of this petal. So I'm using my green colour, and I'm going to attach that to my hook. And what we're going to do, like in the hexagon video, I like to get past this sort of knotty bit first, so I'm going to start sort of here, the second to last stitch of the petal. I'm just going to attach my yarn. I'm going to do 1 chain to represent the double crochet, and I'm going to do a double into the next one along, and in this one you're still going to do a double, but not into the top or this one. You're going to put the hook down through that 2nd round, pull the yarn up from behind and do your double crochet as normal, but it just makes that long stitch and it pulls those 2 petals up together to make them look like they're together. Okay, so then I'm going to carry on doing a double crochet into the top of each of those trebles from the previous round, so that will be 9 altogether. Sorry, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then you're going to do that one again. So you're going to put the hook down between the trebles on that 2nd round, and then pull the yarn up like that, just so you're doing your normal double crochet but across 2 rounds like that. Okay, so I'm going to come back when I get back to here. Okay, so I'm just about to do my last double crochet, and then I'm going to slip stitch into that top of that first one that we did at the beginning of the round like that, and then that's done. Done with that colour now, so can fasten that off, and as you can see it's gone mega curly whirly. Okay, so that does happen when you're doing the hexagon one, because this is now curling this edge up, but when you do the next round it should flatten this out a little bit. But yeah, like I said, this pattern does need to be blocked, but you know, I try to avoid it, but you know, sometimes you just have to. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing the finishing rounds to make it into the square shape. So the next 2 rounds are going to even out the overall shape, and then we're going to do these corners to make it into the square shape. So the round we're looking at now is going to make these corners. Okay, so the best way I can think of describing this to you is each side has got 1, 2, 3, the middle one 1, 2, 3, and then a turning corner shape on that 4th one. So remember, we've got 7 petals here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on that 4th one we need to make the corner. Okay, so then we'll come all the way across past this middle post, and then when we get to this we'll make a corner come all the way down past that middle post, and when we get to the middle of that petal we make a corner. We come down all the way across past that long stitch, and then when we get to the middle of the petal we make a corner. Okay, so because there's 7 stitches here, and the neighbour's banging again, I'm really sorry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then in that 4th petal along we make the corner. There it is, corner 1. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the neighbour. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So when you get to the middle of the petal we make a corner, and I'm going to start on one of these middle posts. Actually, I'm going to do this because I don't want to get caught up on that. So I'm going to start in one of these middle bits, which will be halfway across a straight edge. I'm going to chain 3 to replace my treble, and I'm going to treble into the next 3 stitches along. 2, 3, like that, and that 4th one I'm going to make a corner. So that to do that corner, it's going to be 1 treble, 1 chain, and then 1 treble into that same space again. Okay, so then I've got 1, 2, 3, that middle one, and then 1, 2, 3 into that 4th one, which will be the middle of the petal. I'm going to make another corner. So 1, 2, 3 into that middle one, that's 4, and then another 3, 5, 6, 7, and then into that 8th one we're going to do a 1 treble, 1 chain, and 1 treble into that same stitch. Okay, so now I've made 1 straight side and I've got 1/2 a straight side there. So I'm just going to do that one more time. So 1, 2, 3, that middle one 4, 1, 2, 3, and into the 8th one I'm going to do my corner. So 1, 2, 3. Really wish my neighbour would stop banging. Oh. 4, 5, 6, again 6, 7, and then into that 8th one I'm going to make that corner, which is 1 treble. I'm running out of yarn here. 1 chain and 1 treble into that same space. So you can see now I'm making the corners, and you can see it's sort of starting to pull it out a bit straighter as well. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around and come back when I get to here. Okay, so I'm just coming up now to my last 3 stitches. 2, 3, and then I can slip stitch into the top of that 3rd chain I did at the beginning of the round, and I finished my side. As you can see, it's pulled it out just a little bit better, like that, and you can see how that middle magic loop there can just be pulled up to make that bit tighter, and it's starting to get a better shape now. Not ideal, but it is better. But you know, it's one of those. Okay, it's one of those curly ones. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing these corner bits. So what we're going to do is we're going to do double crochets across the edge, and then when we get to that corner bit we're then going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double trebles, okay, into that middle stitch there. Okay, so then we'll carry on doing doubles into the top of these trebles, and when we get to that corner one, we'll do our corner across that side there. Okay, so let me show you what I actually mean. So here we're just going to chain 1 to replace that double, and then I'm going to double into the 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches along. I'm going to do 1 double into that chain space on that corner, and I'm going to wrap the yarn round twice, and into that middle stitch there I'm going to do my 9 double trebles. I'll put a link down below showing you how to do a double treble in a slower manner instead of me just doing it here, but we're doing 9 into that middle one there, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, do that one again, oh, sorry, 6, 7, 8, just get some more yarn, 1 more, 9, and then I'm going to do a double into that other corner to bring that down, and as you can see that's starting to give that a squared off corner. Okay, so across this edge I'm going to do doubles all the way across. Until I get to that next corner. Here I'm going to do my double into there, and then again I'm going to do my 9 double trebles into that middle stitch there. Okay, so I'll just do that one more time. So a double into that middle stitch there 9 times, a double treble, sorry, not double. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'll double into that corner, like 1 chain space there to lock down that corner, and as you can see we've got a nice squared off shape now. Okay, I'm going to go around and I'll come back when I get to here. Okay, so I'm just about to do my last few stitches and finish off the squaring off of the flower. Like that. I'll finish with that colour now, so I'll just snip that off. And there we go. There is our square, looking a bit more square shaped. Okay, so you could leave it like that if you wish, and then block it, but I've done this extra round here. I can get that to focus. All I've done is this green round. You could do it any colour you like, but I've just done it in green to show you. But all I've done is I've just done doubles all the way around, and in that middle treble, that middle double treble, I've just done 1 double, 1 chain, yeah, 1 chain and another double, just to make that sort of a more pointed of a corner. So yeah, I mean that's all I've done there, and then you can use that as a joining colour, you see. So if you do that again on that edge, and then you've got a nice colour to sew that together. So I think I'll just do that green round for you just quickly, if I can find my green yarn. So attach your other colour. I mean, yeah, I mean the colour choices are completely up to you. I've just done them, and this is my preference. And I do think that this pattern does lend itself to using different colours. I think you might agree. So I'll just attach that, and we've done 1 chain to replace the first double, and I'm just literally going to do 1 into each stitch along, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and into that 5th one I'll make the corner. 2, 3, 4, and that corner will be 1 double, 1 chain, and 1 double into that same 5th stitch in the corner, and then back along to the other corner. You can see it makes that a bit more pointy. I'll just do that one more time, all the way across. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do that corner is 1 double, 1 chain, and then 1 double. And I will come back when I get round to the end. Okay, so I'm just about to finish this green bit. A couple more stitches, and then I can slip stitch into the top of that one, and there we are, done. Okay, so there's the square, the wibbly wobbly square, and like I say, pinning this is going to be the best, blocking this is going to be the best option of getting this nice and square shaped, like I did with this one. I did this one overnight, and you can see the difference. This was just, I literally just pinned it down on the arm of my sofa like that, each one pin in each corner. I mean, please, again, don't do this to your sofa if you're not happy with it. You can get these firm, you know, the play boards, the foam boards that kids play with. They can build them into blocks and stuff. You can use one of those, and you can pin it down, but I'm happy to do it to my sofa. Obviously if you've got a leather one, don't be doing it. Okay, so your discretion, all right? I don't want to be sued for anyone's sofa, but I was happy to do it to mine, the arm of the sofa, and I just pinned it down overnight, and you can see the difference in what it does just pinning that out overnight. You know, just gives it that shape that you're looking for. But I do believe if you were then to attach that to this, you know, other squares, that's going to bring it out the shape better as well. So that is the square, that's how I've made it. I hope you liked this video, and sorry about the neighbours banging on the wall. That you know, sometimes just can't be helped, I'm afraid. So thank you for watching. I'd love a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed it, and any comments down below, please do drop me a line. I'm happy to do requests, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.